Welcome to Cafecito. Today, we are at Victor's Cafe in New York City with comedian and actor Gabriel Iglesias, aka Fluffy. You have a big movie coming up. This is quite a milestone. You're the first Latino to have his own, theatrical release, your own stand-up. What can we expect? It's going to be a little bit about your life, a little different?
It's going to be a little about everything. I mean, there's the shows that I did in the past with Comedy Central and my specials. This is going to be the 5th special that I do. And the difference between this one and the rest is I get very, very, very personal. And people find out a lot about me that they didn't know.
I started dancing. My son is like, your fat's going everywhere. Well, guess what? This fat makes your mom horny.
I tell you a story about how my mom and my dad met, how I came to be. I talk about my stepson. I talk about my dad showing up after 30 years being MIA. And not in Miami, people, he was gone. Andaba lejos, no sé dónde estaba.
¿Qué pasa, mi amigo?
I was just moved in with my girl right here. Well, he was just wondering maybe if you wanted to add us to your route.
Are you serious? Dude, I live here. It's my house.
You also have a booming acting career. You've been...
Yeah, that happened by accident, bro. I mean, I just wanted to be a comedian. And fortunately for me, I'm in a really good position right now where because of YouTube and social media and how strong of a presence I have there, I'm getting phone calls from all these great actors that want to give me small roles in their film. So that's how I got in the movie Magic Mike. And now they're doing a part 2, and they said, well, we had him in the first one, let's get him in the second one too. So that's automatically a gig right there. And then all these films with voiceover work.
It's a really compelling underdog story. Like Old Yeller. That's not an underdog story. There's a dog in it.
One led to the next one, led to the next one. And then once you do a Disney film, everybody's like, he's working for Disney. We got to get this guy. He's Latino, Disney likes him. We're going to fit all our demos. It's going to be great.
Did you ever think you were going to be this big, blow up this much?
Heck no, dude. My goal was to pay my rent. If I could make $350 a month plus, utilities, so it was about maybe $500, that was my goal.
On that note, you're looking really good, man.
Thank you, bro.
What inspired this?
Hey, man.
No, seriously.
This show got really different. No, I'm down 100 pounds. I have a lot more energy, and I just went low carb for a while, and I started doing yoga, and fortunately, I'm in a good position where my diabetes is more under control.
What inspired this? What brought it on?
Death, bro. I didn't want to die.
Right,
No se quería morir,
Yeah.
When you're young, you don't think about stuff like that. You're invincible. That's what I always say. Hey, man, I don't want to live to be 100 if I can't have a taco today. Right. And that's talk from a young person who thinks they're indestructible. And then when you realize you're human and, hey, man, if you don't get your act together, you're not going to be around to enjoy the ride.
You just came from a barrio. You were just in Spanish Harlem for the Puerto Rican Festival. What'd you think of that? And, you're all over all of our communities. What do you think of our growing, booming Latino population here?
First of all, it's one thing for a Latino artist to cross over into the mainstream America where you're not just considered a Latino act. Right. To cross over into that is one thing. When you can cross over and you're showing up at a parade that's called the Puerto Rican Day Parade and you're the Mexican on the Puerto Rican Day Parade, that's amazing. That's a whole different level of crossing over. And I told people, because there was some Mexicans telling me, what the hell are you doing a Puerto Rican? You're not Puerto Rican, you're Mexican. I'm like, hey, if J-Lo can play Selena, then a Mexican could be in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And as far as I'm concerned, we're even now.
That's right. So you also give back to the community. You volunteer, you help raise money for people in need, you take time and you speak to youth about staying out of trouble, about avoiding gangs, about staying in school. Why is that important to you?
You know what? Because I came from all that. I came from a situation where I grew up in rough neighborhoods. I grew up around gangs. And I tell people, you know what? A lot of times you'll hear comics, or they'll say, oh man, I grew up ghetto. And yes, I grew up in a ghetto, but I don't consider myself growing up ghetto because my mom kept my ass out.
You're not a gang member wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Nobody's gonna take you serious. Where you from? Oh, Honolulu, eh?
My mom would tell you, pa dentro, get inside. You're not playing with Sniper and Speedy. But toma, dile Joker que se vaya a su casa. You're gonna be inside the house. And so, my mom, she saw the writing on the wall. And there was a lot of kids that didn't make it out of that neighborhood. Either they got shot or they got arrested or something happened. And so I find myself to be very fortunate that even though I grew up with a single parent, it was just my mom, she saw what was going on and she kept me away from it. And I think I owe that to her, now that she's no longer with us, to do something. And so I think it's good and it's important for other people to see that if somebody in that position could come out and do what he's doing, it's possible for anybody to do it as long as you're motivated. Yeah, que no se vaya.
Gracias.
Thank you, Brett.
All right.
Hello, everyone. How are you? This is Gabriel Iglesias. Why is he saying his name like that? Because I can say it right. It's Gabriel Iglesias, but it's Gabriel Iglesias if you can say it like that. So I'm here hanging out on Cafecito having, guess what? Cafecito. And it's a good time right here. It's always good. So keep watching because something's going to happen.